Good morning. Yes, I'm running a few minutes behind schedule today. But welcome to Morning Brew with Yes, it's your girl Germaine, and we are here. We are here. I hope everybody is having a great day today. And you're taking a moment throughout your day, your days, to just pause. That's it. Just pause so you can pour into purpose. Just breathe a little in the midst of all the busyness. I hope you're taking time out to do that for you. So, if you're chiming in, I apologize. Yes, I'm running a few minutes behind, but I'm here. I'm here, and I am drinking. So I'm trying a new pecan. Um, my mind just drew a blank. Pecan caramel. I think it's a pecan caramel blend with hazelnut creamer in it. Yes. So for those that are chiming in, let me know. Hey, just pop up in my comments and let me know where you're chiming in from. Let me know. Hey, what was your drink of the day this morning? Okay. But let me get into today's brew. And we're going to be introducing a new segment that's for you. Those that are aspiring authors, new authors, authors that have already, put out books. And yes, it's a new segment that we will be introducing today called Freshly Brewed, but we'll get to that shortly. But let's talk about what today's brew is all about. When your story includes detours. When your story includes detours. So, I want to say that most people imagine their lives would look different by now. Are you that person? It's like, man, I did not think my life would look like this at this age. I feel like I should be a lot further along. Or, wow, I didn't realize I can accomplish so much. For everybody, it may be something totally different. But most people didn't imagine their life would look different by now. Would look different by now. Different timeline, different relationships, different outcomes, different direction. But, life has a way of introducing unexpected turns. I say if you keep living, you'll keep experiencing, right? Just keep living. So that's the key. Just keep living, right? All right. So, sometimes those unexpected turns could show up as delays, disappointments, setbacks, losses, closed doors, seasons that forced you to reroute. And sometimes the hardest part isn't the detour itself. No, it's grieving the version of life you thought would happen for you. I want to say that again because, a lot of people may be going through this and don't understand. You're looking for why. Why is my life like this? Why, I'm not supposed to be here. I should be further along in my life's journey. Whatever your thoughts may be. So I want to say sometimes it's not the detour itself. It's grieving the version of life you thought would happen. My life was so much greater back in the day, back when. How did I get here? You're probably, if you are someone and you're really in this space of thinking when your life story includes detours, but when you really take time to think, it's like, how can my life be here right now? I just start thinking about what decisions did I make in my life that took me maybe on a detour off course and I landed where I'm at present day. But don't cancel it out just yet. My thing is, don't solely focus on the thing, the detour, or why my life is, where it's at. Go a little deeper. Think about what is it that you need to gain from the space you're in right now in time, the things you need to learn right now. Um, and then see your way out of whatever it is you may be doing. Hey, it could be a great place, or it could be a place like you just want to hurry up and close the door so you never have to enter it again, right? But don't just think surface, don't just see where you are, but kind of dig deeper so you can come up out of where you are if you don't want to be there. Okay. All right. So here's some truth. A detour does not mean your purpose was canceled. It may actually be part of the preparation. Did you ever think about that? Nope, sometimes we don't think about that. We just think about the pain of what we're feeling right now in the moment. Or we may just think about this doesn't align. Or here's another one for you. Why does it feel like everybody else is succeeding but me? Hmm. But what are you being prepared for? Maybe the space you're in right now is a part of your preparation to where you need to go. So don't count that out, okay? Don't be so quick to dismiss, all right? All right. So, good morning, Leslie. So, today, if you haven't heard, maybe you have, we're talking about when your story includes detours. All right, so let me get back into this message about some truth. It may actually be a part of preparation, as I said. Some of the greatest growth happens in places we never planned to stop. Yeah, think about it. Think if you've come through something and you've come through some growth, I want you to think about, was that a stop on your destination where you got some of the greatest growth in your life? I want you to think about that. Take a moment and really think about that because, like I said, we live in such a quick, fast paced, world that we don't take time to see how we even got to where we are. We don't take the time to see what did I pick up that I needed along the way to help me grow to my next stage in life. We don't think about um why it was so necessary, why this stop had to happen along this journey. All we focus on is I'm not comfortable. I'm uncomfortable and I don't want to be there. Or maybe it's like you're celebrating because I finally made it to a place in my life and I didn't think I would be here. I saw it as something else. So everybody might be in a different space, but most times you hear people talk about when that statement comes up, how did I get here? It's not about celebrating. It's not about a good thing. It's about, when did this happen? And why wasn't I paying attention that I ended up here? It wasn't supposed to be here. It wasn't supposed to look like this. It could be relationships, it could be your work, it could be just your everyday. But so look at some of those things. Once again, a detour does not mean your purpose was canceled. No. It may actually be part of your preparation, and some of the greatest growth happens in places we never planned to stop. All right, guys, let's get into this. Okay, let's get into our pour into purpose segment so we can dig a little more, or we could pour a little more. Okay, so let's talk about pour into purpose. Detours can reveal what straight paths never could. I'm going to take a drink on that one. And oh, that is so good. It's like nutty and sweet, pecans and caramel with a splash of hazelnut. It's really good. Leslie says, detours, I'm going to put it up. Detour pivots are God's redirection. Absolutely. So that's why we cannot count it out. Sometimes we think we in total and full control of these lives of ours, but we're not. And sometimes when we detour off without consulting and getting clear direction, we find ourselves off course. And, sometimes God has to redirect us back on course. But what are we gaining and picking up from us making that stop that we didn't expect to be there? Sometimes we don't want to be there. And hey, you never know. So let's pour into purpose. Detours can reveal what straight paths never could. So here's some points for you, okay? Some lessons are only learned through struggle. That may sound like a lot of people's point. Why does it always feel like I have to be in the struggle mode, right? Some strength is built through uncertainty, and some wisdom comes from surviving what you never expected. Yeah, I can relate to all three of those bullet points. I can. So I really want you to think about self as we're talking about when your story includes detours, okay? All right, so the detour may be developing a version of you the destination requires. Do you ever stop to think about that? So, wherever you need to be, the path, the journey that you're traveling, where you need to go, you may not be well equipped. So, some things you're going to have to learn along the way. Some stops may be added that you did not expect. It was not in the plan. That's why sometimes it's like the best laid plan, it becomes comical to God, I think, because we think we are in such control of everything. And it's like, nope, that's not the plan I have for you. Not at all. But here we are trying to figure this thing called life out. And the thing is, sometimes we can get so upset, take it out on others because we feel like we're not where we need to be. And you know what? Give people some grace because sometimes we don't understand how we may show up and how people give us grace and how people deal with, what we may be going through and what we may not understand. So be mindful that you don't just blast and take it out on somebody else because you're trying to figure this thing called life out, just like they might be trying to figure it out, right? Be mindful. And remember, grace is extended. God has given us so much grace, but we have no patience to give grace to others. Think about it, okay? And be mindful. All right. All right. So, John Cades, welcome back, John. Long time, huh? It's okay, but it's glad to have you back. All right. Hello, Coach Kathleen. Good morning over on Instagram. So, guys, let's talk about this because right now in life, where a lot of people are going through detours in their stories, things that's totally out of their control. Some things may be in your control based on whatever decisions you've made, but some things may be out of your control. And now you're trying to figure it out. But the thing is, please don't get stuck. Don't get stuck on the detour. It's happened. Just accept the realization I'm here right now. It's happened, but I'm not going to get stuck just focusing on how did I get here, you know, or why am I here? No, let's see how you can build and work through it. Okay. All right. So today I'm just going to drop some nuggets, give you some things hopefully you can use along the journey if you ever get detoured or if there's a stop in your life and you got to try to figure some things out. Right. So detours can reveal. Okay, we talked about that. So let's go into another point of purpose segment, point about when your story includes detours. Not every delay is a denial. I talked about this earlier on in a morning brew. But not every delay is a denial. Sometimes God slows things down to protect us because we're so busy. I think sometimes we don't think through a lot of things that we may need to. And sometimes we won't stop ourselves, but you know what? Thank God he sees all things and he cares about us. He will slow us down. Now, it may come in ways that we really don't want, but it depends on, are you paying attention? It can depend on a lot of things. I don't know. you know, I don't know why things happen to people the way they happen, how they happen, when they happen. Um, because I'm in that group too. So, of things happening. But I know that as long as I plug into my source of being, my God, Jesus Christ, as long as I plug in, there's always going to be a way out if I can take the focus off of that thing, take the focus off of myself, put the focus where it needs to be, on him. Jesus always kept his eyes on his father, right? He always waited for his father to give him the instructions on what to do. Yeah. So, all right, let's continue to pour. Lonnie Jones. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see everybody popping in today. Not taking the detour could cause someone else to fall or to fail. Yes, your detour also builds others. Guys, such great insight, right in alignment. You see how much we can learn from one another? Thank you so much. So, yes, let's continue to pour a little more. So, sometimes God slows things down to protect us. Sometimes timing matters more than desire. Timing sometimes could be everything, and it can matter more than desire. That's good. If I can say so. That's a good one. Sometimes you're asking for something your spirit is still growing into. So, we ask for a lot of things. Make your requests known. We ask for a lot of things. But then we want to propel it so it comes right when we want it and not when it's supposed to show up. Sometimes we got to wait. We got to be patient and we got to wait. We'll save ourselves a lot of headache, heartaches, and trauma, you know? Um, don't be so quick. Don't be so quick to jump, especially if there's something on the inside telling you slow down, not yet. Wait a minute. It's not time. But here we go. Nope, it's time. Need to happen right now. Okay. Okay. See, God gives us free will. He gives us the power of choice. We want to wait on him or we want to just do it ourselves. Man, if we had just waited, a lot of us could probably be in much better places, including me. Listen, I'm not, I am talking to me in the process of sharing this message. Yes, first partaker, I tell you. So, all right, guys. So, delay does not mean forgotten. Okay. It doesn't mean you're forgotten. We just got to learn a little patience sometimes. We got to be a little patient sometimes. All right, guys, let's continue to pour. So, your story still has value, even the messy parts. Thank you, God, for even using the messy parts, right? I was just thinking about some messy parts. So, your pain did not erase your purpose. Please know that. Your pain did not erase your purpose. Your setbacks are not your identity. Please understand that. A lot of times people want to keep us locked in, pigeonholed into our setbacks in life. Do you have that friend or those people in your life that you've moved so far beyond, but they still want to keep bringing up and putting you back in places God has truly delivered and set you free from? Watch out for those friends or people, because it's easier to focus on somebody else's setbacks and stuff without them looking at their own. Be mindful. All right. And know if you even want that energy in your space, especially if you have been delivered, set free, move long past that place. But then you have somebody that want to drag you right back there. And it's like, what are you not seeing? My life has been so far removed from that. That is not who I am. So be careful that you are not defined. Your identity is not wrapped up in your setbacks. Setbacks. Listen to it. Setbacks. It does not identify who I am present day. Okay? Especially if you know you've done the work and you've been healed, you've been set free, you've been released from it. It doesn't mean that you've forgotten, what you've come through. I mean, you've gone through it, so you understand the pain associated with it, right? But you have a renewed mind. You don't live there no more in that space. So don't allow anybody to take you back there to that space. Unless you're still showing signs that you still have some work to do. But still, sometimes maybe we should just focus on self and where we are and what our journey and how far we've come and what we need to work on. And let the next man worry about theirs, right? It's just a thought. All right, guys. So the chapters you wanted to hide. Remember, your story, when your story includes detours. So the chapters you wanted to hide may become the chapters that help someone else heal. We talk about we're overcomers of our testimony, and you never know. And that's why I always share, you never know who needs to hear your story, especially if you've been set free from it, you've grown from it, you've moved on past it. Now it becomes power for you. It could definitely be the answer to someone else's healing. Keep that in mind. Okay. So God knows how to use every part of your journey. He knows. He knows. And the thing is, you take power back when you can speak it out of your own mouth and not let the enemy use it as a weapon. Speak it out. Put it in God's hands. Let him reshape, mold, and let him use it for his glory. His glory. hmm So stop beating yourself up. You know, Even the worst parts of yourself that you think are just the worst parts of who you think you are. In the right hands, it could be your power. It doesn't sound like it, doesn't feel like it, but in the right hands, God's hands, it could be your power. Let him use it for your glory. His glory, not yours, his glory. All right, guys. So that's our corner purpose segment. All right. Now, this is what I want to do. So I want to introduce Morning Brew with Germaine, freshly brewed. Yes, this is a new segment, and I've been working on this because I work with so many authors talking about their stories. I want to be able to make sure I have a segment to talk about new books, powerful stories, purpose in every page. Now, we do have Authors Brew Friday. That's on Friday. We bring the authors in the studio, and we have someone coming in tomorrow for Authors Brew Friday. Yes, to talk about his book. But I thought about I just want a segment that I can talk about the authors and some of the experiences and going through getting their books published, bringing them to market. excuse me, highlighting the wins. Really, yeah. So this will be a quick segment that I wanted to just open up and share. Now, and I want to say this segment is sponsored by HOV Publishing. And so I'm excited about this segment being introduced into Morning Brew with Germaine. This is where we spotlight new books, new releases, pre-sale campaigns. Yes, author wins, upcoming projects, and purpose-driven stories brewing inside the HOV publishing community and beyond. You don't necessarily have to just be an author of HOV publishing. You could be a self-published author that you're using HOV publishing services to get your book to the market, or you could be a brand new author that I've just met and you just need a platform to spotlight. So, because every story matters, every book carries purpose. There's a lot of books in the market today. I'm sitting here thinking, every book right now, people are putting books in the market more than ever nowadays. Okay, so let me get into this really quickly. So today I want to share um, a few books for the month of May. I cannot believe we're in the month of May already, and these are some new releases coming to market. So, guys, I'm still working through this cold. Yes, I had an event today that I had to cancel at a school because I didn't want a setback and I definitely didn't want to get anybody else sick. So I'm here with you. All right, so let me talk about some new releases that are coming to market, and I'm also going to be putting in the comments section their links. Excuse me. All right, hold on. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just getting myself together. So the first one that I want to talk about that is coming is Secrets to Looking Your Best at Any Age. This is volume 2 by Dr. Anayo Stella Umara. And I'm gonna let me post her link because her book is coming out on her birthday, which is May 21st. So let me put pre-order. Okay. So she is a doctor and this is her space. I tell you, yes, it is about looking your best. And there's so much more that she does also. But I want you to, oh, sorry. I'm sorry. My dog was right underneath me. But I want you to be able to, that link will take you to her website. And you know what? Let me see. I think I might be able to, as I'm going through. Let me see if I could just pull up the sites real quick. So we can just kind of highlight some new authors coming to market. Okay. All right, guys, bear with me, bear with me. And I know I could have did this before, but let's see. Let's see if we can make it happen now. Yes. So the link is going to take you straight to, yes, this is her site. And so Secrets, Looking Your Best at Any Age, volume 2. And it's volume 2 because she added some things in there for men. Yes. Men sometimes feel like they get left out, and I can see why, because it feels like all the focus is always on women, right? But let me ask you, have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I don't feel like myself anymore? What changed? And how do I get back? How do I get it back? Why does this one thing about my appearance affect my confidence so much? Just know you're not alone. This book helps readers understand the connection between appearance, confidence, aging, and how we show up in life. All right. So this is more than a beauty book. Please, it's more than a beauty book. I promise you. Um, in volume 2, um, it's a science backed medically informed guide. It's all in here so you guys can read in depth, okay? I'm just kind of sharing some highlights from it. Medically informed guide to beauty, confidence, self-image, and aging with intention. Dr. Anayo blends medical expertise and real-world experience to help readers understand the excuse me, understand what happens to the body at different stages of life and what can be done to maintain confidence, vitality, and self-care. So it's more than just beauty. It's about the total person. So make sure, like I said, it is available. Let's bring that back up on the screen. So in the link I did post, I'm going to put on the screen also. It's at the hovpub.com/secrets. I'm also going to put it in, let me put it over also in our Instagram so everybody can actually share in it, and it makes it a lot easier to just click the link, right? What you say, Coach Kathleen said, what? I need that book. Can you put the link in IG? I am doing it right now. I am doing it right now for those that would like to purchase. Now, that's one. So, we've been busy over here at HOV Publishing, making sure we bring stories to the market. All right, guys. So let's talk about our next freshly brewed book that's coming. Yes. We have one of our repeat authors. This is Amanda Neighbors, and this is her fourth book with one, two, three. Yep, this is her fourth book with HOV Publishing. So Amanda I call her my queen of quotes because she puts out books 365 days a year, a quote a day. She's done it on wisdom. She's done it on love. Actually, this is the third book. This is the one on prayers. Okay. So let me pull up and also share her link. Also, it is in pre-order status. Her book is coming to the market on the 26th. The 26th of this month. Yeah, we've been busy over here. Yes, yes, yes. Working with those and the power of their stories to help bring them to market. All right, I'm gonna post her link as well, and I'm gonna pull up her page too. Hold on one second. I know I be trying to do the most. But thank you all for bearing with me. Okay. So we're going to post Amanda Neighbors' book, excuse me, Prayers of Agreement, Divine Contact for Impact. All right. Now let me pull her pre-sale page up because, all right, hold on. Let's get to this. Hold on. Bear with me. Got it. Okay, hold on. I'm getting her page. I want to pull her page up, and I just want to share some things from what's going on with her new release. Okay, here we go. Let's bring this to the stage. All right, hold on. It's telling me I got to remove this one. Let's remove this one so we can bring this one. Okay. So, divine contact for impact. Yes, prayers of agreement. When two agree, heaven responds. Pre-order Amanda Neighbors' powerful new book, Prayers of Agreement, Divine Contact for Impact, and step into a deeper place of prayer, unity, alignment, and activated faith. So her book is available. I did put the links in the comments. They're in the comments now. Let me put it up on the screen. The links are in the comment. All right. And so, oh, I love this segment. I love this segment already because I love just really being able to share the hard work that, what people are doing and how God is downloading in them and they're releasing their stories for others to be blessed by them. So let me just tell you a little bit about Prayers of Agreement, Divine Contact for Impact is more than a book, it's a spiritual call to alignment, unity, and activated faith. In a world filled with division, distraction, and uncertainty, Amanda Neighbors invites readers into a deeper understanding of what happens when believers come together with one voice, one heart, and one purpose. Through powerful prayers, reflections, and spiritual insight, this book reveals how agreement unlocks healing where there has been brokenness, deliverance where there has been bondage, and peace in the midst of chaos, and power that produces real lasting impact. So make sure you click on the link so you can go over and read more about her book that's soon to come on the 26th of this month, Prayers of Agreement, Divine Contact for Impact. Okay? All right. So let's talk about, yes, guys, I told you we have a few new books coming to market. Yes. So I love this segment already. I love just being able to share what is going on with HOV Publishing and in the lives of some new authors. Yes. Okay. So let me pull up our next book. Our next book, yes, it's poetry. Okay, this is our poetry book, and I'm going to pull it up on the screen as well. I Am the Stenographer, and this book is by R.R. Morrow. All right, so let me pull up on the screen, and I'm going to also share. Here we go. I Am the Stenographer. So before I get into that, though, I do want to give me a second. Let me pull this back up on the screen real quick. Hold on. I'm going to pull this back up on the screen, but before I do that, I do want to share his link as well. Okay, because his book is available for pre-orders, and his book is releasing on June 3rd. June 3rd. So as you guys can see, we got a book coming out every week, right? All right. So let me also include for pre-order, I Am the Stenographer. Yes, by John Morrow. I'm sorry, not John. I'm sorry, R.R. Morrow. And also, I want to make sure that I included over. Thank you guys for your patience in allowing me this space to definitely promote the new books. Oh, you ordered The Secret. Great. Thank you. All right, hold on. Let me paste in the new book. You should be good with volume 2. She added the men's to volume 2. So, all right. So let me post I Am the Stenographer. Now let me go back to it. All right, give me a moment. Let me go back to it so we could talk a little bit about I Am the Stenographer, yes, by R.R. Morrow, a poetic record of life written in real time. When I say powerful poems, that really it documents his journey in life. Okay, through deeply personal reflections, R.R. Morrow captures moments of struggle, clarity, faith, and self discovery, preserved through poetry as they were lived. His book will soon be here. So, let me just tell you a little bit about. In I Am a Stenographer, R.R. Morrow writes with honesty, depth, and reflection, documenting his life experiences through poetry. From moments of internal struggle to clarity, from questions to understanding, each poem reflects a point in time, captured without filter. This collection reads like a personal archive where emotions, thoughts, and life lessons are recorded as they occurred. For readers who appreciate authenticity, reflections, and raw expression, this book offers a deeply human experience. So make sure you click the link, go and find out a little more information on his page. And hey, help support. Get a copy of his book, okay? All right. Well, trying to push to have these books become bestsellers as well. All right, guys. So thank you so much for allowing me the space to talk about um freshly brewed. Now, I do want to talk about, let me remove that. So, I do want to close out this freshly brewed segment with our guest tomorrow. I'm just going to give you a quick sneak peek, okay, on his book. Now, I know it says book release. His book is released. His book released earlier this month. Yes, it is the 1 minute sermon starter. And we're going to have Timothy Griffith in studio with us tomorrow. And he's going to talk all about his vision behind the 1 minute sermon starter, which I think is so unique. But you'll hear directly from him. And I had the privilege of being on his radio show out of Florida maybe about a week and a half ago. And so that morning brew video is available if you want to go back over onto YouTube into our archives. And so what I'll do also, I'm going to put his link here in the comments, but make sure you stop back by tomorrow because he will be here live in person to talk all about how did he even come up with the 1 minute sermon starter and what is that all about, right? So, but this book is beautifully, the layout that we did is so beautiful on this book with the imagery. It's a 30-day, it's a devotional. It's a 30-day devotional, the 1 minute, yes, sermon starter. So, but let me do this real quick. Let me put this in our comments. So it is available on Amazon right now. And he did hit new releases bestseller list. He came in at number 3, but his book is still selling. So it could get to number 1. All right. But we're going to talk about it tomorrow. So that book I just uploaded, it's available for anyone that wants to go over and check it out. But don't miss the interview tomorrow with him as he really sits down and breaks some things down to us. All right, guys. So let me get back into our coming to a close. Thank you. I love that segment. I love that segment. If you are an author and you're someone and you want to be a part of it, you know what? Hit me up in my email Morning Brew with Germaine, or stop by the website morningbrewwithgermaine.com and just drop me a message and let me know that you want to share. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get into our reflection prompts. Listen, this is our reflection questions. I always like leaving something. I want to make sure everybody's a part of it. So, yes, these questions I'm leaving for you to take on your journey today. All right. So, question number 1. Question 1. What detour in my life am I still struggling to understand? Hmm. What detour in my life am I still struggling to understand? Some of these questions make you really go deep. You got to go deep. You can't just they're not surface questions. It really makes you think about some things. So, take some time and think about that. What detour in my life am I still struggling to understand? Question number 2. Could the thing I saw as a setback actually be preparation for what's next? It can be. Let me say it again for you. Could the thing I saw as a setback actually be preparation for what's next? Yes, it can be. Listen, now I'm answering, but I want you to go deeper than just a yes. Okay. I want you to go deeper and I want you to think about what those setbacks are and how they may have been already being prepared. They've already started preparing you for moving forward. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So now we are bringing it all to a close. Thank you so much for chiming in today. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. And hey, if you need to go back over to our YouTube community and follow us on YouTube. Make sure you click to get the actual notifications when we're coming. And you'll never miss a morning brew. But you can always go back through the archives at any time whenever you're ready. Okay. So, but in our final sip, can I say I'm starting to get congested. I feel it. So, in our final sip, I want to say you may not be where you plan to be, but that does not mean you are lost. Okay. Sometimes God reroutes us not to punish us, but to prepare us. So give yourself some grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. And definitely don't take that energy out on others that don't deserve it. Fair enough? Okay. All right. So, guys, you know how we do. We sip slow. Let's trust the process. Can we do that? Can we trust the process and keep moving forward, even though the detours may appear? Keep moving. Keep moving forward, okay? All right, guys, have a great day. Thank you all for just spending a few minutes with me today on Morning Brew. Hopefully, you'll be back tomorrow for our Authors Brew Friday with our guest in studio. So I would love to see you. I would love to have you come up in the comments, ask your questions. You know how we do. But guys, thank you so much. Whatever you do, be safe, okay? Honestly, be safe out there. And I hope you can take something away from today's brew topic. Whew. Until tomorrow, have a great one. Bye.